Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 5 and we are here to present our analysis of Beauty and the Beast. And our group consists 3 members, which is Miwi, Idham, Prose, and Qhusnul Amalia. So without any further ado, let's just start it from the synopsis. So the synopsis of Beauty and the Beast is that Beauty and the Beast is a romantic fairy tale about a beautiful woman named Belle who falls in love with an ugly guy owing to a curse known as the Beast. Belle lives in a little village with her father, Maurice, while Beast lives in a castle with his faithful servants who morph into home furniture and resides in a castle whose surrounding region constantly snows no matter what the seasons. And the only way they can refer to being a human or break the curse is if true love finds its way to their master, Beast. Unfortunately, given Beast's lack of beauty and the castle's distinct location, anticipating romance is incomparable to wishing for the moon, an almost impossible dream. When Belle voluntarily handed herself to the Beast to replace Maurice as a prisoner because he was caught collecting flowers in the castle grounds on his way to the city, a sigh of relief began to blow. Although Beast thought Belle's actions were foolish, his servant sensed hope in her existence. Could he be a key figure in the ending curse? The servant led by Lemire bring high hopes and devised a strategy to gradually but steadily replace the animosity that surrounds Belle and Beast's relationships with the existence of sparks of affection that can finally liberate the master from his curse. And moving on to the plot is when the introduction is that when Belle walks through town, singing as she learns the history of the prince or beast, and other people including Gaston are introduced and some background information on Belle and her place in this town is provided. And the rising action is when Belle's father becomes lost in the woods and pursued by wolves. He seeks refuge in Beast's castle. Gaston proposes to Belle and she refuses. He swears to have her as his wife no matter what. Belle searches for her father, finds him locked in the Beast's castle, and she offers to become the Beast's prisoner and learn about the curse on the castle or the Beast. Belle runs away and the Beast saves her and they become friends. The Beast tries to win her love. Belle's father is sick and he lets her go. Then the town people discover the Beast and they go. And the climax is when Gaston begins the conflict with the Beast in his castle. But when Belle comes, instead of losing, he begins to fight and beats the Gaston. And following action of the story is when Belle and the Beast are reunited and she proclaims her love for him, and the Beast miraculously transforms back into the prince, and all the enchanted things revert to human form. And lastly, the resolution is that when the curse has been broken and everyone rejoices as Belle and the prince walks the right way.
So the next material is characters. There are 11 characters in this story. The first is Belle. Belle is intelligent, loving, kind, and friendly. A daydreamer seeking adventure, loves to read, and has a vivid imagination. She was born in her town. She was devoted to her father. People in town believe she's strange, very lovely. The second character is Beast or Prince, a figure plagued by his error in the past. Quick-tempered and easily enraged, he is angry at himself for what he has done, but he takes it out on others. Regardless, he has an inner beauty. He used to be a royal, hence he has Nobel. The third is Gaston, extremely narcissistic and obsessed with himself. The town's hero, and he know it. He is hunter, strong. He enjoys the attention he receives from the community, particularly from girl. Quite vicious and spiteful, eager to manipulate and use people, such as Maurice, to achieve his goals. The next character is Leufo, Gaston's loving but dwindled servant, easily frightened yet fiercely devoted to Gaston. He also has a nasty side, since he is eager to promote Gaston's intentions, can be performed by a woman but is depicted as a man. So the next character is Maurice. He's strange, yet he's a nice and caring clumsy old man. He, like Belle, is a dreamer and a bit of an outsider. He adores Belle more than anything else in the world. The next is Lumeire. Maitreya is becoming into a candle. He considers himself to be a ladies' guy. Longs badly to be human again. Very kind and accommodating, adorable, tough, a little arrogant. Loyal to Lord and close to Cogsworth. The next is Cogsworth. Turning into a clock. When he lacks power, he becomes haughty and attempts to be severe. Control freak who prefers everything to be in order. Out of dread, he tries to fulfill the best direction and imagines himself as the experienced leader of the family. And the next character, there's Mrs. Potts. The character is Mrs. Potts is a kind, motherly lady. She is very soothing and is always looking out for others, especially her toddler Chip, part of Teapot and Fuss. The next character is Chip, young, energetic, and naive. True love, she feels, is the remedy for everything. Naive yet anxious. In our show, a girl may play this role, a broken teacup. The next is Madame La Grande Bauche. Used to be a famous opera singer and still trying to hold on to that fame. Kindly nonetheless and harbors feeling for Cogsworth, partly a wardrobe. The last is Three Silly Girl. Three local young women who are intrigued of infatuated with Gaston. They are always seen together. When they know Gaston is about to propose to Belle, they are ecstatic, but they don't let that stop them from meeting him. In the next material, their setting. There are two settings in the story. The first is time. Once upon a time, two nights prove one cold night and that night, and the last evening prove that evening. And the second setting is place. The first is castle, proof life in shining castle. The second is village, proof small village. And the next is misty forest, proof Maurice lost in this place. And the last is bookstore, proof Belle's favorite place. The next material is continued by Qhusnul.
I'm gonna read my part of this short story that include in theme, conflict, moral value, and also figurative language. So the theme in this story is about inner beauty versus outer beauty, because in this story it tells us about when an elderly woman knocks on the door of the prince's castle. He turns her away because he's frightened by her unattractive appearance. She changes into a lovely enchantress and curses him. The prince is softly fixated on appearances. He rejects the horrible old woman past her hideous look. A fully unattractive appearance is the ideal penalty for the offense. Now about the conflict, we're going to internal conflict first. It happened because they have a terrible look and are highly emotional until the beasts not feel worthy of being loved by anybody. While the external conflict, Gaston and all the townspeople have planned to kill all the creatures in the castle, including the beast, but Belle and her father tried to stop them all. Next, moving on to moral value. Well, as we know that almost all of story have like message that what the author wanna share to the reader. And here, the message of Beauty and the Beast is that we shouldn't favor interior traits like compassion over outward ones like wit and looks. This moral is demonstrated by demonstrating that Beauty respects Beast's internal attributes and fell in love with him despite his external features. Next is figurative language, which is a literary device used in the story include personification, metaphor, and also the characterization. So we're going to the personification first. Is the animate household objects, while metaphor is the prince being turned into a beast reflected his selfishness inside. Unless the characterization is how about the Belle and Beast viewpoints of each other change from the beginning to the end. Well, everyone, as you can see here, there is a general question and I'm gonna try to answer this one according to my opinion. So, number one is about the lighting. The lighting of this story, which is thrown by the title, in my opinion, is about the journey of love story without looking at the physical, because Beauty and the Beast focus on the relationship between Beast, a prince who magically turns into a monster, and his servant into household item as punishment for his arrogance, and Belle, a beautiful who can break his curse. Next, did you enjoy reading the story? What the aspect of the story give you pleasure and why? Does the story mainly offer escape? Reviews. I'm really enjoying reading this story because the story is very interesting for me who loves the fictional characters, and also the story quite relatable to everyday life where people start to look at the physical compared to the attitude.
What lies thrown on the story by its title? To me, reading its title, it makes me capture that this story is about a beautiful girl who fall in love with a young man or a boy who have ugly face like this. And yes, I did enjoy reading the book, and the aspect that gives me pleasure is the moral value because we can take many lessons from this story. And yes, this story chiefly over escape, and the purpose of this story, I think, it's to tell us that we shouldn't judge people by its cover, and when we have power to lead community, we shouldn't treat someone bad. We should treat all people equally. Thank you.
Did you enjoy reading the book? What aspect of the book gave you pleasure and why? So, yes, I enjoy this story because apart from being interesting, this story is also present simplicity, appearance, and love.
Well, that's all from our group about the analysis to this short story that we choose, which is the title is Beauty and the Beast. And we hope you guys enjoy that. So I would like to say thank you for all of your attention. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.